Let's go. How is everybody doing, ladies, gentlemen, people who identify as neither? Welcome to the Picks Podcast. I'm Matt. This is Kyle. How you doing, Kyle?
Yes, it is me. I'm doing great.
Um,
I'm living it up.
Kyle,
I'm like the KBT.
let me set the scene for everybody. All right. It's the fourth quarter. There's 2 minutes and 52 seconds left. The Patriots have the ball, down 9. Jags are up 25-16. It's 3rd and 2, and the Patriots have the ball at their own 34-yard line. We need the Pats to cover 13.5, which they currently are doing.
Of course.
There's an offensive holding penalty. All right, no big deal. Backs them up 10. They're at their own 24 now. Then Drake May gets sacked. It's 4th and 26. There's 2 minutes left. So instead of punting it down 9 at their own 10-yard line, they go for it. And of course, what happens? It's incomplete, deep middle to Hunter Henry. So now the Jaguars have the football, and Tank Bigsby runs it up the middle. And then the Patriots start burning timeouts. Timeout 1, first down. Second down, run. Timeout. It's now 3rd and goal at the Patriots' 4-yard line. We need one stop. They probably kick a field goal. They probably need it, whatever. I think you all guys know what happens next. Tank Bigsby up the middle. Touchdown. Kills our hope and dreams. I would like to personally apologize on behalf of Gerard Mayo and the Patriots for ruining everybody's supplemental income.
We had a three-game streak going. 3 KB weeks.
Oh my god! And of course, what happens? Everything else hits because naturally,
everything else hits comfortably too.
Why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't it? Oh, I mean, sickening, absolutely sickening.
Very sickening.
Good news is though, I went 11-4, so hats off. That's 10-4 and 11-4 in back-to-back weeks. Very happy. Very, very happy about that.
Love to see it.
Liz says she loves your mic.
I know, I love my mic too.
We have the same mic.
Oh my god, who would have thought?
There's a lot to talk about before we get into these games, man. If you were a wide receiver this week, you didn't have a good time. Let's go over these injuries, man. We'll start off with a non-injury. Jameson Williams was suspended for 2 games for violating the NFL's performance-enhancing substances policy. I don't know what he took. A guy can't seem to stay out of his own way, though, in my opinion. He's got some issues to work out. We'll go up in severity here. DK Metcalf suffered a grade 1 MCL sprain, so he's considered week to week in the final minutes of the game against Atlanta. Chris Godwin, likely out for the year, dislocated his left ankle and requires
that was a gruesome injury.
Season-ending surgery. Oh yeah, that was a tough one to watch. That was a tough one to watch.
You just hate to see that.
He underwent an MRI today to reveal the extent of the injury, but he will need surgery to repair the damage, and it is likely season-ending. Brandon Ayuk out for the season. Torn ACL and MCL. Rough. Big rough. Deebo Samuel hospitalized with pneumonia and fluid in his lungs. I do not have a status update on that currently. So yeah, long story short, if you were another one, Mike Evans caught a touchdown ball from Baker Mayfield, dropped the second one, and aggravated a hamstring injury. He left the game and did not return. So yeah, basically, if you were a wide receiver, you had a rough go this week. There were a lot of injuries at the wide receiver position.
Major injuries, Matt. You hate to see it.
Another injury, depending on how you feel about the man, Deshaun Watson finally broke. He tore his Achilles on a scramble, left the game, and he is now out for the season. I posted about this on my story the other day, but that is quickly becoming one of the worst contracts in NFL history. No doubt about it.
Yes, for sure.
That's just, I mean, how much are they guaranteed? Like, what was it, $250 million?
$250 million guaranteed.
That is, that's quickly becoming a disaster there in Cleveland. Let's shift gears a little bit. I did want to talk about are you aware of the Guardian cap?
Yes, the Guardian cap.
The
I know
players are
Tua
wearing?
doesn't want to wear it.
Oh, Tua said he doesn't want to? They asked
Tua's
him?
saying he doesn't want to wear it. It's his choice. My body, my choice.
That is
Is it
true.
a smart choice?
No.
I don't think so.
Probably not. That man needs all the help he can get.
The Guardian cast is a big controversy right now.
Oh yeah, Aaron.
You had Ed Reed on the Manning cast being like they're stupid.
Yeah.
They don't do anything.
I seen that. I don't know.
Like, actually, I think his argument's low key kind of sound because he
I don't
makes
know
kind of the point that
what does it do? Is it just for
like extra padding?
Like it's padding to for impact hits to the head, right? Essentially.
Yeah, it's like extra padding around the helmet.
Yeah. Aaron commented. Aaron commented DTR got hurt too. So now they don't have Flacco anymore to lean on, unfortunately. Yeah, now it's famous Jameis. That's probably it's honestly probably a good thing for the Browns.
I think it's probably better for them.
Yeah. But I don't know. I've been seeing a lot more of these players wearing the Guardian cap now. You used to be just like the only one I can remember off the top of my head was like Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah for the Browns, the linebacker. He was like the only noticeable one that I like saw wearing it. But now I'm seeing like linemen wearing it. I'm seeing like the centers wear it. I'm seeing like I think it's a lot more of the defensive players that wear it. I don't really see like running backs or wide receivers wear it, but it was just interesting to me that that seems to be a trend that's picking up among the NFL. All right, well, the last thing I wanted to touch on before we get into the games, I heard the Rams are reportedly shopping Cooper Kupp.
Oh, I did hear this.
Ahead of the trade deadline. So the trade deadline is, for those of you who don't know, is 2 weeks from today, which also happened to be election day. So there'll actually be two things to track that day.
Oh my.
Yeah, quite the
an election.
I don't know how those guys are gonna vote. Those front office guys. They're gonna have to do the mail-in.
Excuse me.
I'm
dying.
So yeah, I don't know. You like, where do you think they're like? I didn't hear about like any teams.
I heard somebody on TikTok saying that the Eagles released Paris Campbell so that they would trade for Cooper Kupp, and I was like, this person
There's no
is on
shot,
drugs.
dude.
That doesn't make any sense.
Why would they do? No, not the
This
Eagles.
isn't Madden. This is real life.
No, I think.
Check yourself.
I don't know. Like, I think the Steelers need a wideout, maybe.
The Niners, but the Rams aren't going to trade for.
No, they won't do that.
Cortland Sutton to the Niners.
Ooh, why would they do that though?
They're sneaky. I think that's a little more realistic.
Why would you take away your rookie quarterback's best target?
He wasn't even targeted in the last game.
Yeah, but he's their best receiver.
I think he had one target.
But he's their best receiver.
Is he though? I like what.
Yes.
The rookie. They got a bunch of young guys. You know, they like their.
But they're not better than Cortland Sutton.
Yeah, no, but like you're trying to build a young roster.
No, I get it, but like,
what's his name? He did really good. I know his name, but he's random. He did pretty good in the game. I'm pulling up the stats.
Yes, money will be spent in DC on November 5th. Shocking. Dude, there's no way. There's no way you're telling me one of those young guys.
Troy Franklin, bruh. He's
been not
pretty studdy Rudy.
He's not
5 for 50.
He's not better than Cortland Sutton.
He's 12 for 110.
Cortland Sutton
on the year.
demands your attention on the field.
You know, but they're
like
just
the opposing DBs, their primary target is Cortland Sutton, 100%.
Yeah, I guess so, but we'll see. I can see him moving. There's been talks.
I don't know. Yeah, but getting back to Cooper Kupp, I don't know where they're looking to move him. My guess would not be San Francisco, just because that's inner division.
I also heard rumors Matt Stafford to Minnesota. Not sure how legit those are, but I saw that on Twitter.
Dude.
Or X.
Twitter's stupid, man.
It's X now.
Stupid. X is stupid. Those people are whoever's saying that is stupid. No shot.
They're stupid.
They are stupid. That's a stupidness. You don't buy that, do you?
Do I not buy that?
Why would they get rid of the
I don't buy it either.
The geekbus.
Great Twitter spear.
Why would they get rid of the geekbus?
Yeah, you can't get rid of the cubis.
The QB-bus. The QB-bus.
The QB bus.
All right, let's go into some of these games here. So we're actually going to do a little bit of a different format. Instead of going in depth on every game, we'll just touch on some of the ones that were less meaningful because it's it's week 7 now. I don't want to say that any one game is less meaningful than another.
Yeah, but teams are starting to get fiddled down.
But I'm saying it.
This is the part of the season when that happens.
But I'm saying it. So we'll touch briefly on the Thursday night game. I'm no longer undefeated on Thursday night. I'm so pissed. Why did I take the Saints?
You fool. Why would you take
I was 6-0 on Thursday night, and I took
Go back to the first show of the season. I told you all that the Saints are garbage. And
Shut up.
Like, oh my God, they scored 40 points
Shut up.
against the Panthers and the Cowboys.
I look like
They're also garbage, as seen. I was right all along.
Shut up.
Saints are garbage. They're also really injured, and they're garbage.
Yeah.
No more Rashid Shaheed.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
he's gone. There's another one I missed.
His hip. Bye-bye. The Saints are doo-doo fart.
Oh, that's unbelievable,
and
man.
I was right all along, and they're going to keep losing.
I don't know why. I look like a genius after 2 weeks. We can just stop the count after 2 weeks. I would have been, like, goated.
That's why they don't stop the count, Matt. That's why the slow and steady wins the race.
Yes.
I still thought the Saints were doo-doo. And after they scored the 40 points. Everyone's like, oh my God, the Saints are so good.
I
still thought they were doo-doo. I still picked the Eagles. Could have been a homer pick, some say, but no, it was because I knew all along that the Saints were doo-doo.
Anyway.
Let's go to the next game because there's
Broncos win 33-10.
I'm hating revenge. A lot of revenge.
Their defense is really good.
First revenge game.
Jaguars and Patriots, we kind of touched on.
I don't want to talk about this game because how much it fucked me with the KBTs.
Yeah, and I picked New England, and they were up. They were up.
Their O-liner's ass. Their receivers are ass.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I mean, I don't really blame Drake May. I still think he's pretty good. I just think the Patriots are a bad football team at this juncture.
What do you think about Jerome Mayo calling his players soft?
I didn't see that. What?
That just came out like in the presser yesterday.
What?
He's calling his players soft. Everyone's like, bruh.
That's awfully ballsy for a
Why the hell did he call timeouts, Mayo?
Yeah. Why'd you ruin
us? I don't have
my
sandwiches anymore because
someone should ask him that. Why they freaking called timeouts down 2 possessions with the game in hand. Idiot.
Idiot.
Next one.
Drake May's legit though.
Drake May's a good football player. Keep an eye on him.
And the Jags shut up the Doug Peterson firing talks for at least another week.
For now. Titans Bills. Bills win 34-10.
It was close in the first half.
It was, yeah. They had us in the first half, not gonna lie. Yeah, I mean the Titans got off to a good start, and I think it was just like a slow start situation for the Bills. Was it 10-0? Yeah, it was 10-0. It was 10-0, and then the Bills scored 34 straight. So.
Yep.
That's all you really need
Cooper,
to know.
Did you see that when he didn't even know his touchdown? He didn't really even know the route, and he had like asked Keon Coleman what the audible was, and he still scored.
Nutty.
I think Amari Cooper's huge for that team.
Oh my, yeah, dude. That's something I actually.
Obviously he's not as good as Diggs, but like he adds that element to their team that they were really missing. If you watch, the Texans game.
Oh my, night and day.
Game.
Night and day, and they're getting
their offense. They're gonna start rolling soon.
And they're getting Shakir back too. Like that's.
Yep.
Keep an eye out on the Bills, man. They might be on a little run.
Keep an eye on them, especially with how weak the rest of the AFC East is.
Yes, correct. Miami and Indy.
I didn't even watch that game.
I watched it because I had A-Chain scoring, and he didn't score. And I went on to hit 4 out of 5 again. I'm just the king of doing that, apparently. My life is just...
Tim Boyle?
Bro,
Tim Boyle still have a job?
Yeah, dude, the Dolphins are down to Tim Boyle. The Dolphins are down to Tim Boyle. Like, I don't know how he's not a coach yet. He'd be a great quarterback coach or like an assistant.
Look up Tim Boyle's career stats.
Dude, they're like.
Tell me, how does this man have a job?
Not only in the NFL, go look at his college stats too. I think he went to like Western Kentucky.
It makes no sense.
He was like he was awful at every. And I didn't even think his high school stat. He was mid to awful at every level of the game he's played, and he's still there. I mean, the guy just must be a genius. That's the only reason he's still in the league. He's
Better he can like suck off the coaches or something. I don't know.
He's not on the Commanders, so probably.
He got that Hawk Tua.
Yeah.
Tim Boyle, Hawk Tua.
Yeah, Tim Boyle is now. I think Tua's on the return.
Tim Hawk Tua Boyle.
I think. I'm not sure.
Tua's coming back.
Yeah, I think Tua's coming back.
He's eligible to return. He's not wearing his guarding cap, as we said.
No.
He likes
He
his
should.
brain, like he likes his eggs scrambled.
Scrambled. Yeah. Cooked.
He
To a
likes his brain,
mush.
like he likes his eggs.
To a mush.
He's gonna. I will see what happens with him.
Yeah.
But.
All right. Let's get into the good stuff. Kyle, you went to another Eagles game this week.
I did go to another Eagles game this week. It was a
Tell us about
time.
the Eagles' convincing ass kicking of the New York Giants. 28-3 was the final.
Oh, what
in Jersey. Tell us about
what
it.
What a game! So I was there for Saquon's revenge. We had a little issue with the gunning into MetLife. They upset with my girlfriend over her relatively small purse, thinking it was too big. Even though they let other people in with bigger purses, we were very upset. Very upset with the Giants security staff.
That's shitty.
But going into the rest of the game, you could definitely tell there was a decent amount of Giants fans there, though. Normally, MetLife, I'd say normally.
So you said 50-50. You said 50-50.
I think it was more maybe 60-40.
I heard.
But the Giants fans were loud.
I heard from a Giants fan who was there, that I know personally. He said 65-35.
I think that's more accurate.
Yeah.
At least the tunnel from the.
But he also did say the Eagles fans were extremely loud.
Yes, they were very loud.
So.
The tunnel. If you go to MetLife and you're walking through the tunnel from American Dream to the stadium, and it's Eagles Giants, all you'll hear is like "Fly Eagles Fly" in the tunnel. It's phenomenal. I love it.
Yeah.
But anyway, every time Saquon touched the ball, the stadium erupted in boos.
That's crazy.
It was crazy. The disrespect.
I mean,
when he wanted to play there,
that's just crazy.
And they didn't pay him. He wanted to be there. And then eventually, once Saquon started ripping off those big runs, the boos kind of went away.
Yeah, man.
He started being Saquon.
You could hear it on the broadcast too. The stadium got real quiet real quick after the first quarter.
It was kind of funny because the stadium went like really quiet. It was like loud, and then it like quieted down.
Yeah, like a Christian.
And
like,
then it got like loud again because all the Giants fans left after the second tush push.
Oh, they did?
They all left. It was like emptied out, and then it was just like all Eagles fans. And then like when Daniel Jones got benched, the whole stadium erupted because the Eagles fans were happy because they don't like the Giants, and the Giants fans were happy too because they don't like Daniel Jones.
I mean, the Eagles had the Giants offense pinned down from the get-go. Like Daniel Jones was sacked like 7 times, and then they benched him. They brought in Drew Lock. He got sacked. Like I think they finished with
8 sacks.
Yeah, Jones finished with like less than 100 yards, right?
Yeah, Saquon Barkley had more yards
than the Giants.
Of the Giants.
Yeah,
offense.
it was crazy. I mean,
it was a massacre.
The Eagles ran for almost they ran for 250 plus again. Like that, I'll go on record in saying as an Eagles fan, that's probably the best game they've played since Week 11 of last year versus Buffalo, and I don't even think it's close. Honestly,
I concur.
That was just.
I mean, you don't like the slow start again. They're still the only team in the NFL that hasn't scored in the first quarter.
I got a stat for you that I wanted to run by you. So, EPA is or expected points added is basically a metric that says the farther down the field your offense gets, on average, the more points are expected out of that drive. So the Eagles have the league's worst EPA per drive on their first 2 drives of the game. They have the second best EPA per drive in the entire league on their remaining drives after the first 2 drives.
Yes, they're very ass.
I don't get it. What changed? Like, what changes there?
I mean, I sort of theory that they kind of use their first 2 drives to like feel out the defense, but like, why do that? Just
that's
like
not, dude.
It doesn't make any sense.
Why does every other team come into the game with a script? And like, here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna try to do. Try and stop us. They did that for the whole game. Like, just do that. Like,
yeah.
I don't get it.
Ridiculous.
Aaron gave you a shout out. He said when you were him were at FedEx a couple years ago, and the Eagles fans were louder than the
louder than the Commanders fans.
The Commies fans.
What a time. Go Birds fans. Go Birds. I love it.
The Giants the pass rush did get to Hurts. I think he was sacked like 4 or 5 times, but like the offense was so explosive. The offense was just so explosive. It just didn't matter. Yeah.
No, it didn't matter in the end. Overall, like I was pretty happy with the Eagles' performance. Jalen Hurts missed a couple, like right before that 4th down when he hit AJ on the long play.
Yeah.
Devontae Smith was wide open on a crosser and he
Bro,
didn't throw it for some reason.
we were
And then there was
texting about
another
that.
play where like Saquon was kind of wide open for a touchdown and he didn't throw
We
it.
were texting about
But
that play, and I was
yeah.
like, dude, what are we? And then, I mean, look, you have AJ Brown, who's a top 5 receiver in the league in single coverage, and they're pressed. It's 4th and 3, yes, but like, in theory, you like your odds on that. It doesn't like. Hurts is still slow. Like he's processing, his progression is slow. His processes are still slow.
The one play I will say though that to give him his credit is that the one play where he ran for the first down. I think this was before the Saquon touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
You could see that he went through his reads. Like he looked at AJ Brown. He was
The
covered,
protection on that play was great.
And the protection was really good, but he like went through all his reads and then they decided to scramble.
That was like the 4th and 2 at like the 4 or 5, right?
Yeah. But he's definitely improving. He hasn't turned the ball over.
No turnovers.
Taking sacks rather than trying to extend the play, which usually results in a fumble.
So that's
you like to see it, and hopefully the real test is see how they perform against the Bengals, because the defenses looked really good.
Mm-hmm.
But the Bengals are going to be a real test on the road.
So that's 2 straight weeks for the Eagles now where Hurts hasn't turned the ball over. They've won the game.
Defense doesn't let up a touchdown.
And the defense hasn't let up a touchdown. So I think that's all you need to at least have some level of confidence going into next week.
As I sent you the meme, the masculine urge to say we're back.
Yeah, right.
20 minutes after saying it's so over. That's the vibe right now.
What did I text you after the first quarter? I was like, Kyle, this game's gonna be close. We're gonna lose, and then it was wraps from that. I got 2 more stats for you. So Saquon Barkley currently has more touchdowns at MetLife Stadium this year than Daniel Jones.
Yep,
that's a factual
lot of players
stat.
do. He has more stadium touchdowns at MetLife this year than Daniel Jones has since signing his contract extension.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't scored a single touchdown at MetLife since signing his contract extension.
It's crazy. The other stat I have for you is, so Saquon Barkley has the most rushing yards in a single game of any Giant in the last 10 years. After Sunday's performance, he now has the most rushing yards against the Giants of any one player in the past 10 years. I think that's a great stat. I love that stat.
Did you see he almost got his record? That he would.
Yeah. So did you?
Sirianni asked him if he wanted because he was like,
what a wholesome moment.
And he said, "Let him eat. He's a team player."
What a wholesome moment that was. What a stand-up guy.
Love him, unlike these Giants fans that were booing him. We love you, Saquon.
And then, yeah, I mean, that was
my #1 fantasy pick, my boy.
He's like, I'd rather see the young boys eat. That was wonderful. That was a great moment.
Dude, I just got in my one league. I traded for McCaffrey. Now I have Saquon, McCaffrey, and Henry.
Dude, when's he coming back?
Week 10. That's what.
Is that confirmed?
That's the biggest rumor right now is week 10.
Week 10.
Right after their bye, because they're
yeah. I was trying to make a trade for Devon Achane in one of my leagues, and the guy's like, "Oh, I'd rather move Mason," and I'm like, "Yeah, but like this with McCaffrey coming back on the horizon," and he's like, "Oh, I don't think McCaffrey's gonna play this year. I still don't think that," and I'm like, "I've heard otherwise." I've heard he's coming back. I just don't know when.
McCaffrey, Barkley, and Henry as your 3 RBs for the rest of the season.
No.
Oh my lord!
Whoever did that trade go through?
It hasn't gone through yet. There's a good chance it might get vetoed. I really hope it doesn't.
What was the trade?
Oh, I don't know if you're gonna like it, but here's the trade.
For the record, I'm not a big fan of vetoing trades unless it's either clearly collusion or the other person.
So I traded with the guy who is currently 0-7, and we have a punishment in this league.
There you go.
And he has.
I'm gonna disagree
with McCaffrey. He had Mike Evans, Brandon Ayuk. His team was in shambles. So I traded away Kareem Hunt, Alexander Madison, Drake London, and Tanks Bigsby for Christian McCaffrey and Jalen Waddle.
I mean, that's not.
Keep in mind, I already have Barkley, Henry.
Yeah, but that on paper,
Reed,
that's like
Nick Chubb.
Yeah, but he needs players, and you gave him players. And like I heard Drake London, who's a top 5 receiver in fantasy. I heard Bigsby, who's I don't know when ETN's coming back, so like. That's probably okay. And then who were the other? Madison, bad, and then
Madison and Kareem Hunt.
And then Kareem Hunt's going to be good for another few weeks until Pacheco comes back, and then still you don't even know.
Yeah.
For McCaffrey, he's not even
basically,
playing yet.
in my eyes, I traded away my entire depth
Yeah,
for McCaffrey.
that's fine. I mean, the only like bad thing in that trade is that the guy's 0-7, and I'm assuming you have a good record.
I'm 5-2.
Yeah, so you're a good team. Okay, so like that's the only thing that would be like, oh, like maybe it's bad.
Yeah, but like if you're the worst team, then you have to do a beer mile. He doesn't want to do that.
Ew. Shitty. All right, let's move on here. Dude, another potential game of the week candidate, or game of the year candidate, I should say.
Oh boy.
The Lions.
Oh boy.
And the Vikings, dude. As you can see from my jersey, my team of the week is the Detroit Lions. No, dude, it's.
Oh, is it? Oh, it's Swift.
Yeah, he's not even on the team anymore.
I'm not on a team anymore.
I got this one a couple years ago, and I just haven't gotten a current line. It's hard, man. When you collect, so I collect jerseys. I have like 70 NFL jerseys. I have a bunch, but it's hard to like get a player who's gonna currently be on the team like at any given moment, right? Especially a running back. Like I like DeAndre Swift, so like that's why I got his jersey. I thought it was cool. Like in retrospect, I could have gotten like Laporta, or like I think Goff would have been cool to have. I have a Goff jersey from the Rams that I got. Like
Goff MVP?
Dude, did you see his stat line again? Bro.
Dude, he's a stud.
He was like 22 of 25. He was almost perfect again. It was crazy.
Over the past 4 weeks the Lions have played, they've had more touchdown drives than incompletions.
Wait, what?
They have 18 touchdown drives over their last 4 games, which is more than incompletions they've had over their past 4 games.
That's a stat. That's a stat.
Like, that's like the Jalen Daniels stats from earlier.
That's a stat right there. Goff was 22 of 25, 280, 2 touchdowns, 0 picks.
80 and 2 tutties.
Kneed it down a couple of times at the end. He did fumble twice, but he didn't lose it. So, and you know what? I mean, I'll say this briefly about the Lions, then I'll say what I was going to say. That is not even is it a good win. You beat one of the only 2 undefeated teams in the league, right? That's a divisional rival. You're now in first place, and you bounce back after losing your best defensive player, who was arguably a DPOY candidate, and you still show up and you do a good enough job on defense. And I mean, they really only let up. I don't know if they went for 2 at one point. I don't know how they got 29. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think they only gave up 3 touchdowns because there was one that was brought back from a fumble. So you only gave up 3 touchdowns to a team that's undefeated and has a really good offense. Like, they did their job, man. That is such a big win. What I was gonna say was, I don't even think Sam Darnold played that bad, to be honest. I mean, he had a pretty good stat line. He had the 1 pick, but like, I still think he played pretty well.
No, the Vikings played really well. The Vikings are legit.
The Vikings.
Detroit's like one of the best teams in the league.
Yeah, they got off to another hot start too. I mean, Minnesota got up 10-0 out of the gate. And then the Lions roared back. I think they put up like 3 touchdowns in a row. They took a 21-10 lead at the half.
They scored 3
Bro, I thought for a fat minute there they were about to blow it. I thought they were gonna blow it. Because it was kind of like the second half was kind of like back and forth, but the Lions were like always up 2 possessions. And then I think
then they had that
Minnesota
the Vikings had a fumble return.
Yeah, Minnesota had cut it to like 5. I think they kicked a couple field goals, and then they had the fumble return. They took the lead, and I think you know what? They went for 2 and they didn't get it. That's what it was. And then Jake Bates, biggest kick of his career. Game winner with 15 seconds left.
Big game winner.
The game winner. Yeah, that was a fun one to watch. If you have time, go watch the highlights of that one. I highly recommend it. Yeah, that was a hell of a game.
Jared Goff MVP though.
Yeah, honestly, no, dude, it's Mahomes. You didn't look at DK. You didn't look at DK?
I know, obviously, it's still Mahomes because he's the undefeated team.
You didn't look at FanDuel?
All the casuals are going to pick him.
Dude,
but
the fact that he is still number one in the MVP votings? Is it like, do people actually think
That's
that?
kind of nuts because I think right now it's either Jared Goff or Lamar.
It's honestly probably Lamar. Like, go look at the numbers. It's probably Lamar.
Yeah.
If you're going strictly off numbers, it's probably Lamar. I think Darnold's probably fallen off a little bit. I think there's a very strong argument for Jared Goff at this point. And I think you'll see that there, in a couple weeks, there'll probably be a stronger argument for Josh Allen, too, who's, I think, in the top 5.
I agree.
But
it's a very tight race this year.
The books have got Mahomes at 1 still is just wild to me.
That's kind of crazy.
It's just wild to me. Another 1:00 game. The Bengals and Browns. Cincinnati won 24-14. I did want to talk about this one, obviously, because of Deshaun Watson.
Won.
Dude, did you see they were like...
The women won.
Yeah. They were like, the Browns fans were like vigorously cheering for him when he got injured.
Did you see like the Myles Garrett like press conference after?
Yeah.
He's been like really good like for in his college career and most of his pros. And like the memes are like the word most, and it's like Atlas holding up the gold. The word most in that statement.
Yeah. I mean, that's just the guy sticking up for his teammate, though. At the end of the day, like, I don't think that says anything about Myles Garrett per se.
I mean, all of them are saying that, even like Winston. And stuff,
yeah.
Like,
I mean, you're not.
I mean, obviously he's a person, but
yeah,
like,
dude, like you're not gonna go on the record and be like,
scumbag.
my teammate's an asshole, even though he kind of is. My dad and I actually had a conversation about this last night, and I was like he was like, oh, he shouldn't have been allowed in the league. The thing is, when this whole thing went down, was he still a Texan? I'm trying to remember.
He was still a Texan.
He
like held out because he wanted more money.
So the NFL
and then it turned into he assaulted women.
So the NFL, what they should have just done was say, no, you can't trade him. He's untradeable. He's on the no trade list, and he needs to go get help. And he is banned from the NFL until he does so. That's what they should. He was
on the commissioner exempt list, I think, for a little bit.
That's what they should have. Yeah, but how was he be like? They should not have allowed the trade to go through. If they were really gonna nip it in the bud, that's what they should have done. Like, look at
the NFL doesn't care about that.
Well, dude, Kareem Hunt went away. No one wanted to sign him, and now he's back and he's looking good. He went away for a little bit.
He's also a running back. Also, I think with Watson, I think he I don't know why the players are defending him. He literally like ruined the opportunity for any player to get a fully guaranteed contract ever again.
Yeah, like, dude, now it's like
no GM anywhere will ever give any player
fully guaranteed. No, dude, teams are not handing those out anymore.
That will never happen again.
I mean,
so I don't know why the players are cheering, because that's obviously they would all want that, and he kind of ruined it for all of them.
Yeah, I mean,
why would they cheer?
In theory, I don't think that's a smart idea anyway, for a team to give you a fully guaranteed contract if it's worth like hundreds of millions of dollars. So yeah, like, I just think the NFL should have been like, no, you can't trade him. He needs to go get help. That's what I would have done if I were commissioner. But
yeah, the NFL doesn't care though.
The only other thing I'll say about that game is that it was nice to see Nick Chubb come back and score.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of all the Browns.
Soul.
Yeah.
Nick Chubb gets back and Deshaun Watson dies.
Yeah. I think that's kind of what the Browns have going for them now is just rallying around.
I think the Browns will low key be better because their defense is low key still really good.
No, their defense is still
just
good.
From watching it live.
Yeah.
And I think that they just needed competent quarterback play, and I think they probably are going to get that with Jameis or Dorian Thomas or whoever ends up being.
Well, I think DTR's hurt.
Either way, though, Watson was terrible. Just even watching it.
Yeah, I mean,
he was terrible.
He was rough this year. Yeah, honestly, yeah. Aaron said if Watson remembered how to throw a football, then no one would be talking about exempt lists. It's true.
Yeah,
it's kind of true.
True.
Move on here. Another great game. The Texans and the Packers. Packers took this one 24-22, and I'll say this about the Packers, dude. Their defense was stifling, dude, to Stroud.
CJ Stroud, less than 100 passing yards.
It's crazy. Bruh. I mean, dude, Mixon 8. Like, Mixon got his and more. He had 115 yards.
25 for 115.
Yeah.
And 2 tutties.
I mean, he had it free and often. But yeah, dude, Stroud 10 of 21. Like I'm reading 86 yards. What?
4 sacks.
Really missing Nico Collins apparently. Yeah, 4 sacks.
Dude,
I'm
honestly,
surprised.
low
Honestly,
key,
go ahead.
Stroud on the road against tough defenses
Yeah.
is low key kind of ass.
You have the splits.
I
Let me see
don't
the
have the
splits.
splits on me, but I just
an observation.
Stroud's career. Because I remember, like, when he played the Jets in that rain game last year, he was bad.
Yeah.
He wasn't that good against Baltimore in the playoffs.
I'm trying to think of who they played on the road this year.
I'm looking up his career stats against every game.
Who have they played on the road?
I can confirm that this theory is true.
He did good against the Colts.
I think it is because I'm always right.
He got trounced against the Vikings, and he just put up 41 against New England. So.
But I'm talking about like tough teams on the road.
So the Packers and the Vikings.
So like Green Bay, he did bad.
Packers and Vikings.
Minnesota.
Yeah, he did bad.
He had 215 passing yards, but he had 2 interceptions, and he lost.
Well, you thought when Nixon came back, the offense would be in more of a rhythm than it was, and it really wasn't ever in a rhythm in this game. Like they really just had to.
And then if you look at the playoff game against Baltimore, he lost. He only had 175, 19 for 33.
Yeah.
That game against the Gents I mentioned, he got hurt though, but he was 10 for 23 for 91.
Aaron said, "Show us the splits."
Similar pass
Show
line.
us the splits.
And then I'm trying to look from last year. In week 1 against Baltimore, he did all right, but they lost. The offense only put up 9 points.
Well, you might be onto something, Kyle.
But I think I am. I think he's kind of not that good against tough defenses on the road.
I'll say that Jordan Love didn't really impress me too. He had some pretty ill-advised throws during the course of this game.
Did you see the one throw he did where like it went through the defender?
Yeah.
And like somebody on Twitter was like, "Wow, look how accurate this throw was. It's crazy." And then the defender was like, "Dude, it was in my hand."
Yeah.
Like, how is that a good throw?
Dude.
He just got lucky.
Dude, the Packers having a kicker, Brandon McManus kicked the game winner. Them having a kicker changes literally everything, dude. Because my brother wasn't aware that it was McManus, like when we were watching the game together. And he was like, "Oh, dude, I don't know." Oh, yeah. Didn't he he got accused of domestic violence.
He did some funky shit with some flight attendants. In
oh, yeah. We were talking about this the other week. Yeah, but he kicked the game winner, Kyle, so it's okay.
Yeah, the NFL hates women just like women hate women.
Yeah. Bold take. No comment.
Everybody knows it's true, even the women.
No comment
I love
again.
Women,
all right. Let's oh no, we got one more at 1. No comment again. We've got one more game at 1, which is actually another good game. Yeah, Seattle and Atlanta.
Blowout.
I almost picked Seattle, and my brother picked Seattle, and I was like, "Damn, that's a good pick. I wish I picked Seattle." Because like Seattle had lost 3 in a row at this point, and they really needed a win. And like the Falcons have been like hot and cold. So I do think that was a good pick by him. I was leaning, and I was like, What should have set the alarm off in my head was like if the Falcons had won, they'd be 5-2, and like I don't think Atlanta's a 5-2 team. So that should have been the mover for me. We did mention earlier DK got hurt in this one.
Well. Yeah, Seattle played well.
Oh yeah, they did. Hell yeah, they did. They had it going on the ground.
DK got hurt though. Big rep.
Yeah, he's week to week. I think he might miss one or 2 games, but we'll see. All right, let's go to the 4 o'clock hour.
4 o'clock hour.
Which is really only one we're gonna talk about extensively. Sorry to burst your bubble, Aaron.
Yeah, let's do the skip. Let's do the other 2 real quick.
Yeah.
I have my Aaron Commanders fact of the game.
Yeah, Carolina, Washington. This one was
Carolina won. Jalen Daniels got hurt.
40-7.
Ribs or something.
Yeah, so he left in the second quarter, I believe, with a rib injury, but apparently he's fine. Like he was on.
The X-rays were negative.
Yeah,
I saw the X-rays were negative.
He was on the sidelines in street clothes. So I think they kept him out for precautionary reasons. Also, they were winning.
I mean, by the time they could have ruled him back in,
yeah,
they were already up 27.
They were winning 27-0 at that point. So All right, give us your Commanders stat.
Here's the Aaron's Commanders fact of the game. Commanders currently have #1 point differential in the NFL at plus 66. They made Marcus Mariota look like, this isn't even a fact, this is just an opinion. But we made Marcus Mariota look like an elite QB. We have a system in place that involves 22 players stepping up and doing what they have to do. Imagine if we had Jay Daniels. We would have put up 60 on the Panthers.
I mean, it's not out of the
I
question.
thought it was a fact. I mean, I guess the point differential is a fact, but the
yeah,
rest of
I
that
mean,
was all opinion.
they were up 34-0 at halftime. They could have easily made that game 60-0 if they wanted to. But I mean, the game was already in hand. So.
The Panthers are doo-doo fart.
Oh, he called you out. He said in 2 weeks. He said in 2 weeks, CJ Stroud is at the Jets. If you mean what you said about Stroud, then you'll put them in the KBTs. So Jets.
Well, maybe I will in
Jets
2 weeks
covering.
from now.
We'll see.
Jets cover. Let's see what the line is.
Yeah. The other one we'll touch on briefly is the Raiders and Rams. This one was boring, and it was almost kind of cool at the end, though. The fourth quarter was cool. The Rams ended up winning 20-15. Raiders keep losing. I think Antonio Pierce is
Rams defense electric spot start.
He's gonna get
fantasy.
Yeah, he's gonna get canned soon, I think, in my humble opinion.
Throwback to when Matt had no confidence in me picking the Rams to win straight up in the KBTs.
I mean, it was close.
It was obvious.
It was still close. It was a 5-point game. It was a 1-possession game.
Dude, it was not close.
Yes, it was.
Coach cared about was covering the spread. Why would you kick a field goal when you're down by 8 with like 3 minutes to go? And when you're like in the red zone. Why would
Where'd they kick that ball
if you're
from?
not just caring about covering the spread?
Oh, it was a 27-yard field goal. Yeah, they kind of should have not done that.
Yeah.
Because Antonio
Pierce
Pierce logic.
Is the spread.
Antonio Pierce
all he
logic.
cares about is the spread.
That's what
he
that
did
is.
the same thing against the Chargers.
That's what that is.
Where they kicked a field goal.
Yeah.
He's not a very good coach.
No, I don't think he's cut out for the job. O'Connell suffered a fractured thumb.
Broke his thumb. He's gonna be out. He's gonna be on IR.
Yeah, they placed him on IR.
His thumb got kicked by the defender.
On Monday.
Broke
Yeah,
his thumb.
Minshew came in and threw 3 picks. Raiders are
in disarray.
They're in shambles. All right,
Tom Brady
Super
has to save
Bowl 57
Whoa,
rematch. The Chiefs emerged victorious. Did you take the Chiefs?
I did take the Chiefs.
Smart
well,
man.
yeah, it was in the tees.
Smart man. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, completely forgot. Yeah, man. Chiefs win again, and they did it kind of convincingly. Final score was 28-18. Dude, the 49ers are falling apart, man. I mean,
Purdy?
So
is he good?
Dude, he made some bad plays. He made some bad throws throughout the course of that one.
3 picks? Yikes.
Yeah, I mean, and that's in spite of Mahomes playing as shitty as he did, too, because he played shitty. We're not going to sugarcoat it around here.
Mahomes also had 2 picks.
0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. I don't care what you do. Look, your team got the win because you ran the ball well and you have a really good defense. All right, cool. That doesn't make you MVP. Sorry. But they are.
He's just so good, though.
Dude, they are dominant, and they are the best team in the league, no doubt in my mind. And they could easily win another Super Bowl. And
I don't want them to.
They might.
Ah,
They just might, dude. They just might.
I really don't want them to, but they're totally going to.
Dude,
it's going to be so sad.
They signed Kareem Hunt off the streets in place of Pacheco, who was already a Super Bowl winning running back. And now they have Kareem Hunt, who's doing probably better, in my opinion, than Pacheco did this year. And they're on a tear, dude. And I know the 49ers are banged up right now. I get it. But like, they dominated. They were absolutely dominant in this one. Dude, Brock Purdy,
really
0 touchdowns, 3 picks.
They'd have 8 for 27 and 2 TDs on the ground.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he did run. I mean, dude, he was running for his life, to be honest. So I guess that's a credit.
He's a little scrambler, dude.
I guess that's a credit to, I think he has underrated running ability, and I guess it's a credit to his ability to improvise, which he always has been able to. But I think Jordan Mason was less than impressive in this one. They're clearly missing McCaffrey, and now they're going to be missing Ayuk for the rest of the year. Debo is,
hopefully can recover.
I don't know what's going on with him.
He's got pneumonia.
Yeah, pneumonia.
He's got pneumonia.
Fluid in his lungs.
It's very scary. Pneumonia is a very serious
Yeah,
deal.
you don't
Like,
fuck around with
obviously, it's
pneumonia.
great. He's like in the NFL. He has the best doctors, the best treatment.
Yeah,
But pneumonia is very
you don't
serious.
mess around with that. No.
Don't fuck with pneumonia.
Um,
It kills people.
and then Jawan Jennings is hurt too. So like, I don't know where you go from here. If you just gotta get Ricky Pearsall. That was cool. He got shot in the offseason and played.
Yeah, he got shot and played faster than McCaffrey.
3 catches for 21 yards. Yeah, that's kind of crazy, huh?
McCaffrey's coming back though.
Nah, he's coming back. I think he's coming back too.
He's gonna bring the Glizzy Gobblers to glory.
Evidently. All right. We got 3 more games. Let's touch on Sunday Night Football.
Pew, 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 pew.
And the Jets, man.
Dude, the Jets are the Jets. They're always the Jets. What friend can Aaron Rodgers get now to save the season? Randall Cobb? Jordy Nelson?
I don't know. The Jordy Nelson, dude, that's a name.
An offensive line?
Bruh,
that's probably what they need,
I don't know.
To be honest.
Did you see the Garrett Wilson drop that led to the interception?
No, I did not.
Bro,
see that.
it was a seam route, and I guess it wasn't a seam route. It was a seam route on the sideline. So on the sidelines, Rodgers dropped it in his breadbasket. It went off of his hands, up in the air, off his helmet, and then landed in the Steelers defender's hands, and he picked it off. Wild play.
The Jets are the Jets.
Dude. They had control of that game in the first half too. Like they really did.
It was very
and then
close.
They had the interception, and then the Steelers scored, and I think it was like 15-13 at halftime or something like that. And you just had this
15-13 at half, and then they didn't score any more points.
You just had this feeling of dread, like, dude, we're gonna get shut out. We're gonna get fucked in the butt, and that's exactly what happened. I don't think. What'd you think of Russ?
He didn't really impress me, but like
me neither. All right, I'm glad you agree with me on that.
Rodgers stinky.
I mean, did you see Fields on the sideline was like with his helmet on? He's like, I could do that. I could do that better.
Yeah, I think he could. I mean, I don't really know why they like Mike Tomlin said like he kind of just went with what commando on. He was saying.
So they didn't look stupid. Kind of like
did it.
So they didn't look stupid.
He's like he's not sure who's gonna start now.
I don't know.
Oh my god, I'm dying.
I think having Russ in there though definitely helped Pickens. Pickens had a pretty good game. He had that insane catch too.
Yeah, Pickens had a great game.
He and Freiermuth had insane catches in the third. I think there was their opening third quarter drive. Both of them had insane.
I think
catches.
Russell's probably a better passer than Fields. He's never really been that good of a passer, but I think Fields is way more athletic and honestly brings you more upside.
I don't know. Like
in his career,
I kind of tend to agree with you at this point. Like they're both kind of in that like game manager area. I would say, especially now with Russ being this late in his career, he doesn't really have the mobility he used to in Seattle. So like it's just kind of like I know why they did it. It's because they didn't want to look stupid, right? Oh, we traded for Russell Wilson. We're paying him all this money, and he's gonna back up.
I mean, they signed Russell.
Yeah, but they're paying him all that money. Is what I'm saying.
No, they don't. No, they signed him like vet minimum.
Oh, they did.
Because Russell got released. They traded for Fields.
Are they not paying that salary, or is Denver still?
No, Russell Wilson got released.
Is Denver paying that money?
Paying him the vet minimum.
All right. Well, I stand corrected.
So that point goes down the toilet.
I stand corrected. What about
Tomlin? Just
what about
the older quarterbacks?
Yeah. What about the Jets defense, man? I mean, that's
Well, I mean, like the Aaron Rodgers isn't really a leader of men.
Aaron said
on the defense.
Aaron said it's the league minimum since Denver's paying. So Denver is paying him all that money still. So
yeah, because they released him.
Yeah, because they released him, so it's dead cap. Yeah, okay.
So then
sense.
He like didn't really need to sign for that much. That's why it was kind of like a sweepstake in the season.
One more note on this one. Jets guard Xavier Newman. He was the one that collapsed on the New York sideline after being hit to the ground by Steelers safety or linebacker Patrick Queen. So like he attempted to like walk back, and then like before getting to the bench, he like just fell over, and like the game stopped for like several minutes. He was strapped into the car, and he was getting to the hospital. They said that Newman was released from the hospital later that night, and he did travel back with the team. So that's good. Very
Cup was
good,
at the
because
game.
I was like the game went to commercial after the injury, and then they went back to it, and then it was still like in injury, and I'm like, oh, that's how you know it's a bad one. Like when they have to go to like 2 commercial breaks for just 1 injury.
Yeah,
So,
you hate to see that.
Yeah. All right, let's get to Monday Night Football, which was
Monday Night
actually,
Football.
in my opinion, very exciting. I do want to say though, the NFL should be ashamed of themselves for allowing greedy ESPN Plus to gatekeep Monday Night Football from the people. Did you see this? How'd you watch the game?
Yeah, you can't watch both games at once.
You can't watch both games at once. You have to stream them. And wasn't one an NFL Plus exclusive? Didn't you have to subscribe for that? Or am I making that up?
No, I'm subscribed to NFL Plus, but NFL Plus lets you watch.
No.
any
ESPN
game.
Plus. I'm sorry, I misspoke.
Yeah, ESPN Plus. No, but if you have NFL Plus, you can watch either or.
But you have to pay for it. You can't get both games free.
No, you can't get both games for free.
That's bullshit.
Well, I mean, you gotta pay for ESPN anyway. Like if you got cable,
Yeah, but you're paying for cable. You used to get all that in the package. Give the people football.
The NFL's greedy as fuck, bro. Like on Christmas, you have to have Netflix to watch the game.
Unbelievable, dude. That's where we're headed now. That's corporate American greed right there.
Pay-per-view, bro.
Unbelievable.
Pay-per-view league.
Ravens 41, Bucks 31. This one was a lot closer than it actually was because, oh my god, dude, Tampa had the backdoor cover of a lifetime for me. So I mentioned earlier that I missed out on the touchdown parlay. I had 4 to 5. I hit my other parlay on the Cardinals game-winning field goal, which we'll talk about in a minute, and then Tampa got the freaking onside kick, and they had the backdoor cover. Bless up, dude. I needed that.
Oh, you had Bucks plus 10.5.
I had Bucks plus 10.5, dude. Oh my god.
Woo!
Oh, it was a sweat. It was a literal sweat, and I was doing stuff for the podcast.
Dude, I was so close to Lamaring in my fantasy league.
Oh yeah, dude, I almost got Lamar too. I was up by like thankfully, well, I don't want to say thankfully because he got hurt, but the guy had Chris Godwin, so I didn't have to worry about that. And then he had like one other player, and then he had Lamar. Lamar had like 50 points. I was like, dude, no way. I'm not about to lose.
Yeah, the one guy I faced had Chris Godwin, and that Godwin catch that like he got hurt on.
Yeah.
That was the play that I would have won if he didn't do that.
Dude, Lamar had 5 touchdowns. Threw for 5 touchdowns. That's
Dude,
insane.
What a stud.
That's insane. Mark Andrews had 2 of those, by the way, which makes him the Ravens' all-time leader in receiving touchdowns now with 42. So,
wow, good for him.
Good for him.
Congratulations.
Round of applause
Mark
for Mark Andrews. Yeah, the game I was watching obviously Ravens Bucks initially, and then I was kind of flip-flopping back and forth between the two. That second quarter, I don't know how much of the game you watched. That second quarter was just holding, like on and on and on. Like it's crazy.
Dude, I saw like that.
It's getting tough to watch at one point.
Third and goal that was like all the way to the
Bro,
field
they ran
line.
a second and the Raven. I wrote this down because I wanted to talk about it. The Ravens ran a second and goal play from the Bucks 38. I don't think I've ever seen that before. That was wild.
That's nuts.
That
game I watched the first half, and then I kind of got into Chargers Cardinals because
it was closer. Yeah.
It was closer too, and I had J.K. Dobbins and the Cardinals, the Chargers kicker, which was huge. I came back and won because of that. It was great.
I guess we can just talk about both of these at the same time.
Yeah, that was just like ESPN did,
Cardinals won 17 to 15 on a game-winning field goal. And that game was like, it felt like a chess match almost, right?
Yeah, that was a very back and forth game.
Like people like points, I get it, but that Chargers and Cardinals game, that was a football game. That was a game.
That was for
very
low scoring. That was a very entertaining.
It was a very entertaining game, and it was like you can't really say like you've kind of struggled to say that a lot. Like nowadays, where it's like both teams score less than 20 points, you kind of struggle to be like, oh, it was boring, no points. But that was like a chess match. Like every play felt important, and I think the Chargers did an excellent job of like not allowing the big play for the Cardinals. Like they fought for every yard they got. Now they did score the 2 touchdowns, which
Well, they
ultimately.
did have that really big Kyler Murray run.
Oh
And
yeah.
then James Conner started cooking them near the end of the game.
Yeah.
I don't know if they really held back the big plays, but
well, I mean,
least,
for the
at
most
least
part,
in the air.
for the most part, yeah. I meant
at least in the air.
through the air, on the ground, little bit of a different story.
It kind of fell apart towards the end.
The Chargers kind of struggled to. Obviously, they didn't score any touchdowns. They kicked 5 field goals, and that ultimately them keeping him out of the end zone was the difference. Cameron Dicker.
You know who they need a receiver.
Man.
Get,
you know
Mike
what?
Williams
You know what?
Jets, Cooper Kupp,
and it's in
Cortland Sutton. Cortland Sutton's not because that's in division.
Dude, you could keep him in the same town. It'd be perfect, right? I don't know what.
You know who their leading receiver was?
Was it Ladd McConkey?
Will Dissly.
Will Dissly, the tight end, is the Charger.
Will Dissly, the tight end for the Chargers.
Today I learned.
He had he actually went nuts. He was.
What was his stat line?
He had 8 catches and 80 yards.
Really, Will Dissly?
Yeah, Will Dissly. I love Will Dissly. He's my boy.
I always liked him.
8 for 81.
Long time Seahawk. That's where I know him from.
I remember that. Do you remember that game? Several years ago.
Yeah, check it out.
I was still a sophomore in college.
8 for 81.
But the game when, I think Seattle played the Bucks and Will Dissly scored a touchdown at the very end of the game to win the game.
Oh yeah.
And then I won in fantasy because of that.
Yeah, I remember that.
I won by half a point.
Yeah, I remember that.
Because that was the night I had hand, foot, mouth. I fell asleep thinking I suck at fantasy. I lost Joe Mixon for a couple. I thought for the year, but he ended up coming back.
Yeah.
It was And then all of a sudden I had hand, foot, mouth. I was going through a tough time at school. And then Will Dissly saved my season. And I pulled it together. I got hand, foot, mouth recovered. I lived.
Now you're mono, probably.
Did great in the schools. And I am now where I am today, thanks to Will Dissly. I'll always be grateful.
With mono.
I love you, Will Dissly. You made me the man I am today.
Herbo threw for 350. But again, the Cardinals just kept him out of the end zone. It was as simple as
Cardinals' run defense and
dude,
I really was phenomenal this game.
The red zone defense, obviously, I really thought Dobbins was gonna have a big.
So did I. I was kind of shocked with how well the Cardinals' rush defense played.
Yeah, and I almost took his over on yards because I was like, oh, that should hit. I don't think that'll be a big problem. But he only 14 carries for 40 yards. That's it. And he had a long of 11, so you take that away, that's only 29 yards on 10 carries. So hats off to the Cardinals. Yeah. He really didn't get into the second level at all. So that's a good win for the Cardinals. They're now 3-4 because think about that division too. Seattle's 4-3. The Rams are 1 and
they're 3-4.
2 and 5.
The Niners.
Yeah, you have the same record as the Niners. And at this point in the season, there's a huge difference between 2 and 5 and 3 and 4. Huge difference. So that's
but that's why I'm thinking that I think that McCaffrey's definitely going to come back because this division.
Oh, he has to.
It's going to still be tight.
Yeah, he has
to come back and he has to play.
Yeah.
That's why I traded for him. And he will play. It's going to be great.
Big benefit of the 49ers that the division is no one's really pulled away with it. Looked like Seattle was for a minute, but
yeah, right now they're in first.
Yeah, they are. All right. Let's get on with the KBTs. The KBTs. Hit us with it. We're not trying to live in Heartbreak City. Y'all know that. We're trying to make sure.
Honestly, low-key, I really don't like a lot of the lines this week.
Oh, let's take a look.
But the KBTs must happen. It must cook.
It's a 4-leg parlay,
folks. I have it ready.
We were 2 for 2 the last 2 weeks until Gerard Mayo said no date night for you.
Yeah, we were 2 for 2. We were 3 for 1 this week.
No early Christmas gift for you. We're gonna take your money and leave it in London, asshole.
Okay.
All right, Kyle, hit us.
Here we go. Let's do it by time. Okay, here we go. This is. I'm not a big fan of most of this week, but
don't say that.
I have logic on all of these. Here we go.
Better.
First leg. We're going to Thursday Night Football.
Ooh.
Give me the Rams plus 10. This is because of the good old Detroit curse, where the team who plays Detroit fails to cover the spread immediately after the game.
I don't like
it. I mean, I don't know if that's really going to happen. Minnesota's -3. Rams are at home. They're coming off a big win.
-3?
They're getting
That's it?
healthier. Cooper Kupp should be back.
I'm hammering the Vikings.
So I think +10. I could see the Rams keeping it close.
I'm hammering the Vikings.
Relatively. So I kind of like it. And I think Matthew Stafford's decent against the blitz. That's what Brian Flores likes to do. I mean, we could end this KBTs on Thursday night, but I like this Detroit theme going on. When you play Detroit, you can't cover.
All right.
So I like +10
Play the numbers.
on the Rams.
All right.
Playing the numbers there. The next game, we're going 1 o'clock. Give me the Falcons +4.5.
ATL.
Divisional game against the Bucks. Very close last time.
Ooh.
Bucks will not have Chris Godwin. Bucks will not have Mike Evans, most likely.
Most likely, yeah.
Baker's kind of not playing as well. Falcons are coming off a loss. They obviously want to win. The weather should be fine in Tampa. It's not going to be rainy or too hot. So I think give me the Falcons in a little bounce back game.
I might just pick Atlanta straight in that one.
I think I probably will also pick Atlanta straight up, but I think 4.5 is pretty good. I think if the Bucks win, it'll probably only be by a field goal just because they lost a lot of their offensive firepower.
Yeah.
But
agreed.
I like Atlanta +4.5.
Okay, I'm with you there.
All right, our next game, 4:05. Give me the Bills +4. Bills +4. I think the Bills are really starting to roll. Another week with Amari Cooper. I think Seattle, if DK Metcalf doesn't play, which I'm at this projection, I'm projecting he's not going to play.
Probably not. Smart. Probably not.
But I think he won't play. I think that's a big loss for Seattle. So I think that this line might even move to like -4 if DK's officially ruled out.
Yeah, get it while you can.
I kind of like +4 for Buffalo.
I
think Buffalo will keep it close.
I'd get that while you can.
Seattle blowing them out.
If you're on Buffalo, I'd get that line while you can.
Yeah.
All right, I'm with you.
And then our last one, this is also kind of projection on health, just based on, I guess, where the Vegas line's at. Give me the Bears Commanders under.
We got an under? We got an under?
I think the Bears defense is low-key really legit. And I think if Jaden Daniels is still kind of hobbled, especially considering where the Commanders are at right now.
What was the number?
I don't see 50.5 under.
Wow.
I think the Bears defense is legit. They're coming off a bye. The Commanders are coming off a pretty big win.
That's a good game, man. Wow,
I think that game should be good.
I didn't think I'd be saying that at this juncture.
Bears are favored, honestly, at -2.5.
I don't see that.
And
Vegas has Commanders -1.
I consider taking them, but I could see the Commanders kind of blowing up. I mean, the Commanders defense has been playing. Everyone says they're bad, and they low-key were early, but they've been honestly playing better each week.
They have been.
They have been a defensive coach.
Yeah.
It's 2 rookies. Like one really good defense, one defense that's slowly getting better. I think that I can see this game. I think it's kind of inflated because of the rookies, like for the over/under. And I think 50.5. I don't see this game going over 50 for the total, just based on the defenses, the rookies. Dane's coming up like a little bit of a beating.
I don't know, man.
I mean, I could see it probably finishing maybe like a 20, 21, 24. It's gonna be close, right, but I kind of like the under.
That's 50. You're walking the line. You're walking a fine line.
I don't really like a lot of the other lines, to be honest. I mean, I considered the Niners at +3.5, but like they're not really that healthy. Dallas is coming off a bye. I mean, you got Denver -9, but like, do you really trust Bo Nix? Chargers -7, but like the Saints could easily bounce back. Houston Colts, that's a divisional game. Green Bay Jags are at home. Green Bay's favored by 4. I don't really like. I also consider the Jets, but like the Jets are in disarray, and I really like Drake May. I really am not a big fan of a lot of the lines.
Yeah,
but those 4 I like.
Right.
Though.
Well, you picked them out.
I think it's a sneaky little combo. I'm pretty satisfied with my analyses.
So give us the rundown.
And hopefully this will be our little bounce back.
Yeah, we need one.
After a heartbreak in week
get me started. Hey, but if you've been playing the KBTs for $20 every week so far, you're in the green. Or at least you're even.
Are you?
I think so.
Really?
2 for 5?
For 2 for 5, it's plus I don't.
Don't put that on the record.
I don't think you are. I think you're in the red.
Shitty.
Because you broke even the 2 weeks. Yeah, if you put $100 on the KBTs every week, this is week 8, you're down $40.
Ah, so you're about even.
So you're about even.
You're about even.
So this is the week to bring you over even.
All right.
And I like these low lines.
All right, give us the rundown. Give us the rundown one more time.
So rundown again. Rams +10 at Minnesota. Minnesota at LA +10 on Thursday night. Then you got Atlanta at Tampa at +4.5. Bills at Seahawks +4, and then Bears at Commanders +50.5. Under 50.5 total.
I'll tell you what, I don't know about the under, and I just straight up don't like Rams +10.
Yeah, no, a lot of people probably won't like Rams.
Yeah.
Well,
let's hope you're right. Let's hope you're right.
And the Rams are going to help.
Short week.
I kind of like it.
Defenses are
short week.
Tougher.
Cooper Kupp's back.
We'll see.
Cooper Kupp probably could have played this week, but they saved him for that game.
Probably could have.
So I think I kind of like Rams +.
All right, let's do a little week 8 preview here. Because there are some pretty good games. I know you have Eagles Bengals at 1.
That's gonna be a big game.
I think that'll be your test to see where the Eagles are at right now.
Where the Eagles are truly at.
Yeah, I think that'll especially obviously just the defense. I think they should put up points.
If they win that game, I'm all on the Eagles. They're going to the Super Bowl. I'm back on the train. Granted, I've never truly left.
I'm not on that train.
I'm gonna be the conductor.
That train hasn't even been boarded yet. That train is not even at the station yet, Kyle. That hasn't arrived yet.
It's always been at the station.
What else we got here? Oh, there's some stinkers.
Bears Commanders. That should be a good game. We already kind of talked about it.
I got Jets Patriots. Meh. Falcons Bucks. I mean, that's probably one of the better 1:00 games in my opinion.
Yeah. You got Tua back. Cardinals.
Yeah, Tua's looking like he's gonna be coming back. Bills Seahawks. I'm very interested to watch that one. I think that one will be a fun one. Obviously, you prefer if DK plays if you're a Seahawks fan. That gives you a better chance. But I really liked.
Buys.
Huh?
No buys this week.
Oh, there's no buys?
Yeah, no buys. Yeah. Everybody's playing.
Oh, and there's not 2 games on Monday night again. Yeah.
And there's not 2 games. Well, it's also Giants Steelers.
Boo!
Boo!
Oh, come on, man. Couldn't do better than that.
Come on, NFL. What are you doing?
What else we got? Yeah, Bears Commanders. Hell yeah. I'm gonna watch that whole game. I'm gonna watch that whole football game. That's my favorite game of the week, I think.
For sure.
And then Sunday night, Cowboys 49ers. The saga continues. My brother thinks that the Cowboys are gonna win. Disclosure: he is a Cowboys fan.
Also a Cowboys fan.
But he's pretty realistic. I think this year he's been pretty realistic because he didn't pick him he didn't pick him 2 weeks ago. He hasn't picked him the last 2 weeks. So I think he's pretty realistic. I don't know, man. I mean, if Dallas was gonna upset San Francisco, that would probably be the week to do it with all the injuries wrapped up. So I don't know, honestly.
Yeah, but I think the Cowboys defense is booty.
There's just something about the 49ers owning
Cowboys
Dallas.
are just an objectively terrible football team this year.
Yeah, any given Sunday though, who knows?
They can't run the ball. They can't stop the run.
The Seahawks have won the last 3 games in this series, by the way.
The Niners.
Or the Seahawks. What am I? I'm hungry. I haven't eaten dinner. Give me a break.
Yeah, you gotta go eat, bud.
49ers have won the last 3 games of this series. Don't talk to me about Chipotle. I told you I
yum. I
wanted one.
I want to eat just like my KBTs wants to eat.
Yeah, let them eat. So yeah, we got some interesting games going on in week 18 or week 8. God damn, I'm delirious. So yeah, I honestly do think that Commanders Bears game is probably going to be the must-watch game if I had to put my 2 cents in the hat. That would be my favorite game
for sure
of week 8.
That's definitely game of the week.
One more thing I did want to touch on before we wrap up. Did you see Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown at the Trump rally?
Oh, at the Trump rally?
In Latrobe? Yeah.
Yes, I did. I did see them at the Trump rally.
Dude, he was like, We've got Le'Veon Bell. We've got Antonio Brown. There's some good players. Really good.
This is a good player.
And he grabs
Mike
the mic and
Wallace.
he's like, yeah, man. Trump gonna win president. Let's get it. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. And then Bell like takes out his camera and he's like, and then he's like, oh, they're so good. They're so good at singing.
So good at singing. So good at football.
That dude's brain is mush, dude.
Oh my boy.
He is cooked if that's where he's at now. I can't believe they got Lev Bell involved in that too. Wild to me.
Dude, I can't wait for our next podcast in 2 weeks when
yeah,
we're
man,
be podcasting on election night.
Dude, we're gonna be on election night. We'll have to do
our election news.
Yeah, we'll have to do.
We're gonna get political.
No, we'll be remaining unbiased. We'll bring you the truth no matter how bad it is.
The truth no matter how bad.
Yes. So I guess that'll do it for us.
Yes, I got to take a number 2 again. I don't want to run out like the one podcast.
Oh my god, y'all never go watch. I think what was it, the second or third podcast? This is our
eighth
week
2.
This is our 8th podcast, dude. Week 7.
I know we're killing
8th
it.
podcast. So like, thank y'all for tuning in. We'll be back here again next Tuesday, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Or no, I don't. That's not a good name for the audience. I take it back.
Have a good night, everybody.
Jesus Christ.
We'll see you next week.
Peace.